feels like a cop out. Try Boss calling in, y'all. Hold on a second, y'all. Try, what's good? What's going on, man? Hold on, let me get a drink of water, man.
Yep.
Try, what's good? Talk to me, man.
What's good, man? Hey, there's a couple of New York albums that's fire this year.
Okay, let me hear them.
Now, okay, I'm gonna tell you, Smith and Wesson album at first, when I heard it, it sounded too R&B-ish. They had like the hip hop.
Yes,
sound to it. But I got it. You know, when you play it more, it's definitely a banging album.
Okay. When I listened to that album, I felt the same way. I'm like, what? The first few tracks were like R&B tracks. I'm like, what are you doing? You can't open up a Smith and Wesson album with some soft shit.
All right. Caught me off guard when I look at that track listing and I'm seeing Ralph Tresvant Anthem New Edition is on the Smith and Wesson album. I'm like, what? So that it caught me off guard, but like it's a more mature sound for them, and they all from that era. Remember they did the I Love You remix of Mary J. Blige. That was a hip hop soul remix, and I think that's what they did. They went to the hip hop soul bag and they made a couple tracks for that album with the hip hop soul vibe. But I think it's a banging album.
Okay.
Dave East and Ransom, The Final Call. I think that was a good album.
You know what? I haven't listened to that one. And Davies is getting busy, man. Davies got a Ransom album too.
Yeah.
Okay.
That dropped earlier this year, and I think for me, I think Ransom outshined them lyrically. Though I think Ransom is a better MC.
No, Ransom. I think Ransom is a better lyrical artist than Davies. I don't think Davies is that lyrical, but he does have some good bars and good swag. But lyrically, I would definitely see Ransom as a better rapper than Davies.
Yeah, he had his moments. I did like there was some joints on the Jim Jones album, even though I just think he's causing the wrong type of controversy right now. You know what I'm saying? But he had some joints on his album.
Wait. Hold on. Wait. So, why do you say that he's causing the wrong type of?
Because I mean, to me, it's like when you get on these different platforms and you're saying stuff like "I'm better than NAS" and this, and you know, he's telling. He's on Club Shay Shay and he's telling Shannon, name 5 Nas songs.
Right.
I'm like, come on, man. Like, Nas been here for 30 years. You should be naming your favorite 5 Nas albums. You know what I'm saying? And I don't feel like that's the type of promotion Jim needs to do. Like, everybody know who you are. They know who Dipset is. You just promote the albums. You going on these different platforms and saying outrageous stuff is just crazy. But he had some joints on his album.
Did you see his interview on Back Fuel?
Nah, I didn't watch it.
Okay. On Back Fuel, he explained the reason why he's doing what he's doing. And I said this in my last when I did my last Talking Bars, I said this. He explained that he is doing these things to go viral.
Right.
He is doing these things when these album rollouts come out, when he wants to get his name pumping. He said he did that to get the people talking, to get people to get him on podcasts and all that.
If that's the case, why not talk about when you was at Summer Jam and then they cut your mic off? And you know what I'm saying? Because I heard that Summer Jam was bad. Like everybody kept telling me, you know what I'm saying? And you know, I just feel like that's the wrong time. You don't piss Nas off. Nas hasn't been in a battle in a long time. What you don't want to do is piss him off where he got to come out with another ether. For you, you know what I'm saying?
I said it when I first heard it. I know to myself that Jim Jones knows that he's not better than Nas, and I thought it. I said this is what artists are doing today to get their name buzzing, and I think it's whack that an artist that's Jim Jones is a late 90s, early 2000 artist. So he's been around forever. That's 25 years Jim Jones has been out. You don't need to put Nas' name like that in that type of scandalous way so that you can get some buzz. I always say, man, put out your music and let your music talk for itself. But we're not in that generation no more. People are looking to go viral so people can call their names, to get the clicks, to get the algorithms going. It is just the name of the game. I think it's whack. Don't get me wrong. I don't agree with it, but he explained it on Back Fuel. That's the reason why he did that.
Yeah. I didn't care for him going around and saying that, but you know, the Slick Rick album. Now remember he put out the album visually, so he had like the videos for every song on the album.
Okay.
And I think visually it's a better album when you see actually what's going on. I mean, like when you hear the interludes, but you get to see it.
Okay.
It's a better album visually. But when you hear it now, I like about 5 or 6 songs, but I didn't care for the skits. I just thought it wasn't needed, and he just really should have shortened. The album was short anyway. He had like a lot of songs that was like only a minute long.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't highly impressed with the album from somebody like Slick Rick that hasn't released music in that long.
Right.
I would have think he'd have had put a better project together than how you put that together there.
Yeah, and then you got Westside Gunn had put out some new music recently, and
you said Westside Gunn?
Huh?
You said Westside Guns?
Yeah.
Okay.
He put out like an EP.
Okay.
And Graf put out some new music. So we have our New York artists that's putting out new music, and then there's more to come. Raekwon and Ghostface is dropping a new album soon.
I'm looking forward to anything Wu-Tang is doing. That definitely I'm looking forward to.
For sure. Master Killer put out a new album also. It's called Balance.
Master Killer still doing music? Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't see that one.
He put out
Okay.
a new album. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's pretty good. So you got your artists out there. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna get a Jay-Z every year. Nas we still waiting for Nas and Primo. Hopefully that drops this year. But I think it's gonna be some good music coming out.
Okay. Are you gonna take a listen to the Dame Dash Freeway rock and roll album?
No, because Dame Dash is not an artist. I remember that I actually had the Dream Team album that you're talking about, and that's all he was doing was just talking over the tracks,
screaming on the album, and that it sounds the same on this album, except this album, all the beats are rock and roll beats, like hard drums and guitars, and I don't know, man. It just sounds like a whole bunch. It sounds like inexperienced drummers and inexperienced guitar artists that's doing the background vocals for the album. It just sounds super unfinished. I'm really not impressed.
That sounds like a pass. Now there's certain artists that they tried to do the rock, like Jay did the mashup with Linkin Park. MOP actually did a rap rock album back in the 2000s that was pretty good, and a lot of people slept on it. But I don't see Dame Dash as an artist. He's an executive.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear Dame Dash trying to do rock or rap or anything like that.
It's going to be interesting to see when the podcasters pick it up and it starts to make the rounds, the Joe Buddens, the Back Fuels. I'm pretty sure they're going to bring them on their platform to interview and talk about the album. So I'm interested to hear what people have to say about the album. I like I said, I bumped it a couple times, front and back. It's only 11 tracks. I didn't like that Freeway remix those State Property tracks, and he also took a Busta Rhymes. There's a Busta Rhymes songs that he redid as well too. I just really wasn't feeling it. But let me know how you after you listen to it. If you do listen to pieces of it, I'm pretty sure you're gonna hear pieces of it.
Yeah.
Let me know what you think.
State Property was actually good. Like I saw them at Rock the Bells, they killed it. And that was a great show, man. Like all the artists did their thing.
All right, yo, man, I tapped in. I saw your video was 3 hours long. I said, Try was going in, man.
I try to make it below 4 hours because anytime me and Rocker get on there, it's always a 4
hour. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was fun. It was fun last week.
I gotta go back in. Just let it run. Just sit down and just listen to it, man. But I appreciate you putting out content, man. What's coming out next? What's up next?
So tomorrow I'm gonna actually go live and do a small review on the Rock the Bells a festival because it was my first Rock the Bells in Jersey, and I loved a lot of things about it, but it was some things I didn't care for. But I'm gonna do like a little review on that.
How was the crowd turnout? It looked packed in there.
It was crazy, it was sold out. It was sold out.
Okay.
Definitely, like the Jersey is very different from New York City. Like it's definitely a different area,
All right.
Yeah.
All right, Tribe, man. I appreciate you calling in, man. I'm gonna look forward to tomorrow night. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Stay up.
Peace.
1.